Hello guys, welcome back to another Dirt Bike Fanatic video. Today we're talking about how to change your air filter in a CRF150RB. This is a 2012 and there's not much to it to changing an air filter. Maybe you're changing because your bike's running like crap and you think it's the air filter. It's probably not, or maybe you race it a lot and you don't still know how to change an air filter. So the things you'll need for this is just a standard 10mm socket. Don't use anything too big or you'll strip the screw out and that won't be good. You'll have to get new screws. So just use a 10mm socket. I recommend these long ones. These are cool to use and easy to use. So the thing you'll have to do is just take out this bolt and this bolt right over here. These two holes right here. I think it's right here. All right, here we go. All right, so I got all the bolts loosened out. I just use this to just untighten them because they're not too tight. And then I just make it easier. I just use this to screw them out. All right, so now you got your two bolts out. They should look like this if you have a 150R Honda. And the seat, you should just pull these two plastics out and lift the seat up and kind of slide it back. All right. So there's two clips and you just slide back. So there is your air filter. I'm gonna move the bike back a little. Your air filter is right here. It should be under the seat, like in the center under the seat. So there is a wing nut right here. I don't know if you can see it. And what you do is you unscrew your wing nut. All right guys, I got my wing nut unscrewed. I would leave it on there because this will just pop out. All right, so now you just pull this out, the air filter. It's really simple. And make sure if you take the wing nut all the way off, that you don't drop it in these holes or anything or down there. Okay, so this is your air filter. I used a Pro filter. I got this a couple weeks ago, so I don't really need to change it. It's a little dirty, but these are one-use air filters. They come already oiled. I really recommend these. All right, so I got the air filter out. It's really easy. Now this little thing, you could just pull this out. You could have pulled it out when you're unloosening the bolt, but there's this little cage right here, and you just pull your air filter off. I'm not gonna do it because it's kind of hard putting it back on, but you should figure that out. And there's a certain way it should go on. There's like a flat side right here, and there's a flat side on the air filter. So, all right, let's put it back. Okay, so putting in your air filter is somewhat easy. The bigger side, doesn't matter where it goes, it has to be on a side, like it has to be on this side, on the left side, I think. So you just put it back in, and should be a little nub right there that you clamp it back onto. Okay. And then you get your wing nut / bolt here, whatever you want to call it, and put it in there. It's not that easy, but you gotta find the hole and put it back in. All right, so there, I got mine back in, and screw it tight. All right, so I got it screwed in. Don't screw it in too tight. It doesn't have to be that tight. It's just the air filter. Just air's going through here. And so you screw this in, this little wing nut right here. You find the hole, screw it in. So now for putting the seat back on, this is a tricky thing. There's a clamp right here, and there's a clamp right here. So this one has to go on this little screw right here, and this right here has to kind of go under here, I think, yeah. Okay, so when putting it back on, you just gotta put it back like this and kind of slide it on. Make sure those clamps hook up. Okay. All right, so mine's on. If the middle clamp, it doesn't go on, you could check that by just looking at the side here, it should be a little lifted if that clamp's not on. But that's important because you don't want your seat flying off or breaking or anything. So now that you got your seat on, it's still standing up like this. There should be two little metal things right here, and you just kind of slide them in with the plastics. So pull this plastic out, put it in there, and pull this other plastic out, put it in here. This plastic came out a little, so you just gotta kind of put that back in. Should be a little space for it. Alright, so I got it back in. Now, it's the simple part, putting your screws back in. So they're both the same, so they could go on either side. So you put them back in the holes, and you just screw them in a little, and then you'll get it the rest with the wrench. Alright, I got my screws in just a little, and then I could just use this and go real fast until they get tight, and then I'll tighten them more with the socket wrench. This is a 10 mil. Just put on the wrench. Don't put your hand all the way back here and tighten it. Put your hand right here so you can feel it. Feel how tight it is. You don't want it too tight or it'll strip, like I said. Just like where the point where it tightens a little. Okay, there. Once it gets hard, stop. Do not go anymore. Okay. Just where the point where it gets hard. Alright, so there you go. An air filter change on a CRF150RB. I obviously did not have an air filter. I changed it a couple weeks ago. You don't have to change an air filter daily. I mean, unless you're a real hard racer. But if you're just doing some trail riding, just putting around, you don't really have to change your air filter like every 2 weeks, unless you're a racer. So there you go. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, tell your friends about this video if they have questions, and thank you.